And Kunanan, this year, Thailand has seriously experiencing floods. Also, in relation to floods, is the agricultural goods produced that will be affected, particularly rice.
The rice, the main export goods of Thailand, and that has affected the economy as a whole.
Yep.
And so, with the government mortgage scheme, the rice pledging guarantee scheme will be taking effect as soon as the end of this week. So we are going to explore on the matter with Kun Hasadin Suwathana Pongchet, the director of Thai Rice Mill Association. Sawasdi krab.
Yes, Sawasdi krab.
Good afternoon, Kun Hasadin.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you in the program. Kun Hasadin, the government will be implementing the rice scheme on this coming Friday. So
yes.
How do you foresee the problems or complications with the scheme?
I don't see any main issue, maybe some problem, but it's not the main issue for this program on this Friday.
Well, at least not for the millers.
No, because you know that we do this program for many times, and if the procedure is the same of 2 or 3 last year, it should be we can get along with the government policy.
And the farmers have been guaranteed the rice price at 15,000 baht. However, as you know, there's a flood affecting Thailand and also affecting the quality of rice that they will have to submit in. Do you think that they will get their guaranteed price?
Yes, the guarantee price of 15,000 for white rice and 20,000 for homemade rice or jasmine. It should be the good price. But the problem that the media also always talk about the price is that the rice mill will deduct the price. I can say that it's not true because normally we don't deduct the price, we deduct the weight. The weight is mean if the paddy from farmer, the moisture is more than 15%. That means in the grain they have some water that we have to reduce it. After reduce, the weight will less than the moisture gain. For example, if the moisture in the grain is 10%, if we reduce the moisture out, take it out, the weight will less for 10% also. So normally the government policy will allow us to reduce or deduct the weight.
Okay, if the weight is reduced, then the price of the paddy will be lowered, definitely.
No, it's the same. It will be 50,000. Yeah, the same. The price will be the same, but the weight is not the same.
Okay.
Because it depends on moisture.
So would that pose a problem?
No. Normally, the farmer know this system. They know that if they dry it by the machine or by the environment, the weight will be reduced 10% or so. But for some farmer, maybe their moisture just only 18. That means 3%. That we have to deduct 3% from the weight.
Okay, Kun Hasadin, as long as we're talking about the moisture right now, then would the flood affect the moisture of the rice paddy that has come out during the season? And
yes,
would that be a problem?
For this environment, the moisture could be a lot, because the farmer cannot reduce the moisture by themselves. They have to let the rice mill to reduce it. And normally, the moisture right now is more than 25%. That's the government allow us around just only 15%.
Okay, would that increase the cost of reducing the moisture?
Could you say again?
Yes, would that extra process in reducing the moisture increase the cost of production?
Yes, of course. To reduce the moisture, we have to use the machine, like a drying machine. And it's increase our cost, but the government will give us some cost, some expense.
Okay, so the government will absorb this excess.
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
I see. Khun Hassan, let's go back to the farmers a bit now that the flood has flooded farmlands and rice as well. Do you think it will affect supply, and in turn, will that supply affect price?
Could you say again?
I mean, when the farmlands are being flooded, it will probably most likely affect the supply that the farmers have.
Yes.
And do you think that short in supply will in turn affect the price of rice as a whole in the region?
Yes, you have to know that because Thailand produced the paddy around 28 million metric tons. This means that equal 20 million metric tons of rice.
Mm-hmm.
But we export just around 10 million metric tons.
Yes.
And we serve for local market for Thai people around 10 million metric tons also.
Yes.
If the price of a government program is like 15,000 for white rice and 20,000 for whole wheat rice, the price of the local market will going up. But I don't think the price will be meet the government program.
Well, thank you very much for your share, Khun Hasadin.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, next up, we are seeing the ICT minister. I'm sorry, I missed one page. The Thailand's baht fell to its weakest level in more than a year after export growth moderated in the nation's current account swung to a deficit in August. Overseas shipments, which account for about 2/3 of the Southeast Asia's second biggest economy, rose 28% from a year earlier, having increased 36% in July, the central bank said on September the 30th. The current account, a broad measure of trade, show a shortfall of $697 million from a surplus of $3.4 billion in July. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index of regional shares slid for a second day before the European officials meet today to discuss the threat of a Greek default. Sluggish economic conditions in developed nations are hurting sentiment for Thailand that heavily depends on export, said Toru Nishihama, an economist at Daiichi Life Research Institute, Inc. in Tokyo. Investors have become risk-averse because there has not been any fundamental solution to Europe's problems yet, he said. The baht slumped 0.7%, the most in a week, to 31.31 per dollar as of this morning. It touched 31.34 earlier, the weakest level since August the 31st of 2010. The currency lost 3.7% in September, the biggest monthly decline since March 2001. The global funds sold $542 million more Thai equities and $48 million more local government debt than they bought last month, according to the data from the Stock Exchange and the Thai Bond Market Association. Government bonds were steady. The yield on 5.25% notes due May 2014 was at 3.54%.
We'll be taking a short break right here, and then we'll be back to examine Thai equities as well as the Stock Exchange of Thailand movements this morning.